So as we mentioned on the podcast, this week we are going to do a predictions video. And this is said predictions video. I'm going to jump in with my predictions. And I
Just
guess
before,
oh, for God's sake, Damien.
I don't feel I look enough money for the Money in the Bank. So I just need to change really quick. That's more like
it. Amazing. Damien drip, trying to steal my gimmick here, gimmick infringement. Let's jump into let's jump into these predictions then, and I suppose the best place to start is the pre-show. Not Roman Reigns, he's not on the pre-show. The Usos against Team Mysterio. I am going for the Usos. I think they're going to become the new tag team champions. So that's my prediction for that one. Jumping onto the main card, I'm going to start with the Raw Women's title match, one that I'm not particularly looking forward to. But I think if Rhea Ripley is going to have any sort of credibility at all, she's got to retain, surely. I have no doubt that WWE will probably put the title on Charlotte Flair because that's a WWE thing to do. But it's more hope than expectation, I think. So I'm going Rhea Ripley to retain on that one.
I'll do mine before we go through. We're doing them in pairs.
Okay.
For the pre-show match, you're going for the Usos. I'm going to stick with Team Mysterio. It's a pre-show match, so you don't always see the title change hands, and I think there's a lot more we can get out of Dominic and Ray as a tag team. So I'm going to stick with them to retain. But I'm going to agree with you. Rhea is probably the most likely to retain, and I don't really want Charlotte to win the title again. So yeah, let's hope for a Rhea retain.
Okay, great. Going on to the Raw Tag Team title match, I think the only result that can really happen, although there's been sort of a little mini feud between the Viking Raiders and Omos and AJ, I think the only real result that can happen is AJ and Omos retaining. So I'm going for a retention of the titles by the champions in that match. And then I guess we go on to the main title matches. We'll save the Money in the Banks till later. So we'll start with the WWE Championship match. I think everyone is in agreement, although the WWE have actually done a really good story to their credit on Raw as well, of all shows, of sort of making Kofi believable as winning the WWE Championship. But I think Bobby Lashley is going to retain, and he's going to go into a big feud into SummerSlam. So that's my prediction for them. Who have you got, Damien?
I also have AJ Styles and Omos to retain the tag team titles. I feel like they haven't really done much with them yet, so probably going to carry on. And again, yeah, Bobby Lashley looking for that big SummerSlam match. I could see an upset, but I don't really think it's likely to happen. So unfortunately, I can't back Kofi in this one.
As much as we'd love to, I think it's Bobby Lashley's night on Sunday. So there we get to the Money in the Bank matches, the women's and the men's, the main event of the shows, I suppose, although one will probably open it. But let's start with the women's. There's a few decent contenders in there. There's nobody meaner than Tamina. Alexa Bliss has mind control. Natalia's there. I don't think anyone thinks Natalia's going to win. Liv Morgan could well be a decent challenger if she gets to the match. If you listen to the podcast this week, you know what I've predicted. But I am going to go for, purely because she has the power of mind control. She can control people's minds, so surely she can make them not climb the ladder, and she can in fact win the Money in the Bank. I'm going for Alexa Bliss on the women's one. Who have you got for the women's Money in the Bank, Damien?
Alexa Bliss makes a lot of sense, but I'm going to stick with my, not prediction, but kind of what I wanted to happen as we discussed on the podcast. If you haven't listened to it, I explained more on there, but I'm going with Liv Morgan. I think there's a good story to be told there, and I kind of want to see it happen. And I think there's a good chance it could happen as well. I was a bit unsure yesterday when recording the podcast, but I'm feeling a bit more confident today. So I'm going with Liv Morgan.
It's a good shout. There's a lot of contenders in that women's match, like I said. And now we go over to the men's Money in the Bank match. Again, each competitor has a decent shout for winning this match. But I think it's mainly between two people, and I feel like you've got the other person to me. I am going to go for Matt Riddle to win the Money in the Bank match this Sunday. I feel there's a lot of things that can be done, and he is being pushed quite hard on Raw as sort of the top babyface, as we discussed a couple of weeks ago. You never know, Randy Orton could come back in a few weeks' time, and that could lead to the breakup of RK Bro. Randy wants that briefcase, so that's what I'm going for. Matt Riddle to win. Who have you got?
Yeah, I was in two minds on this one. It would be a good story with Riddle, but there's someone over on SmackDown that's been getting that push. It seems like it's been happening on and off for quite a while now, but I'm going for Big E. I think he would suit the Money in the Bank briefcase, even though he's a babyface. I reckon he'll have some fun with it, and I want to see it. So I've got to pick Big E.
It's a great shout. It was definitely between those two for me. There we have it. That is our predictions for Money in the Bank this Sunday on the WWE Network or Peacock. There we go. Free plug for WWE. God knows they need it.
We needed a punishment, but instead of winning a title match as you do in WWE, we decided.
Still can't say it.
I still can't say it. We decided that the winner will receive a title, and to make it a punishment, the loser will have to make that title. So it needs to have our logo on it, but that is the only restriction. So you can have a bit of fun with it. And I'm trying to stop the glare on my reflective sunglasses. It's not working. Hopefully this video turns out all right. It's our first attempt at a video predictions. May end up being terrible. Who knows? But thanks for watching.
It could well be our last. Thanks for watching. Listen to the podcast, subscribe, share it with all your friends. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hopefully Money in the Bank's good, and we'll speak to you next week.
Okay. I am boiling myself at the minute. I'm going to take this off.